to our channel. I'm Margot Spildy, co-founder of Grasp, and this is our second episode from the interview that I had with the wonderful Amity Farr with Simple Fly Life. She does amazing things with her business, and she's just a delight. So if you haven't seen her previous episode, please check it out. We've made it easy for you to access above. And in today's video, we are going to talk to Amity and hear all about her story and the things that she has overcome in her life and how she's been able to achieve such beautiful and amazing things in her life. She is an inspiration that, man, if you could just take a little glimpse of this and listen and watch what Amity has to say. Enjoy. So, okay, well, tell us a little bit about Amity and about your history, and tell us how have you overcome obstacles and just become an achiever, in your life.
Okay, so I had a pretty good childhood up until the age of 10, and then trauma began to be in the picture, with starting off with my parents' divorce, my dad remarrying, and then just a tumultuous teenagehood and early adulthood. It was hard. And in all of that, I became symptomatic with bipolar disorder, but had no idea until I was 23 and properly diagnosed that that was what was going on. So it became so severe at times that I was hospitalized with it, first in 1997 at the age of 20, and a few times after that as well. In that time, my 20s became such a dark place that I really, Margot, wish that I could die. I remember vividly, there was a point in time at which I was not able to live on my own independently. I was living in my mother's house as an adult, and I was resting on an armchair, and I had my head against the arm of that chair, just wishing that I didn't exist. And that was the hallmark picture of my 20s, dealing with the bipolar disorder. I remember going to NAMI at that time, and they're a wonderful organization. They do help. They are good for people in crisis. I had always been raised to believe that I was capable and that I was resourceful. And my mother would take me through a scenario at the beginning of bedtime almost every night, and she would say, "You are intelligent. You are beautiful, you are resourceful, you are capable," and just drilling into me that I was enough. But that was years later before that actually took. So when I was dealing with the bipolar disorder, there was a gentleman in one of the support groups, and bless his heart, he said, "I have gotten my illness to the point where I only go into the hospital once every 8 years. And at this time, I was pretty much a frequent flyer. And I thought, that's my goal. That's what I want to do. He is who I want to be." And so there was also a point in time in my 20s where I was trying to hold down a job, and both my psychiatrist and my counselor at that time were urging me to go on disability. And I refused, and I struggled, and I would exhaust my FMLA allowance every single year with my job. It was a stressful job, and I just did the best I could with it. That fire in me never completely died that my mother instilled when I was a young child. My 20s turned into my 30s, and with the exit of my 20s at about age 27, I married. And that was a huge blessing to me and to my stability with the illness. And I didn't even understand why, but I remember when I was dating my husband, he had had a sleepless night and called into work sick the next day to take care of himself. And when I heard that, I said, "You did what?" My mom was a single mom from the time I was 10. She is a lioness and she did a great job. She always provided for me. But being the sole breadwinner meant that if she were half dead, she still had to go to work, and she did. And so I had her example of keeping crazy hours, not really taking great care of yourself, and working even when you're sick or fatigued or whatever. You still showed up. That was the example that was set for me. It's not a bad one, but for me it was, with dealing with the mental illness. So met my husband, and through his example, I learned to take care of myself, and I learned to have a rhythm, and I learned to have a bedtime. I learned to, when I did have a setback or a sleepless night, not to push and to call into work. And it was the beginning of a revolution for me. So we married in 2004. And from 2004 to 2021, I had absolutely no hospitalizations. From late 2004 to early 2021, I had no manias. I had no severe depressions. And so it was a long time of stability. And one of the things that has helped me overcome in business is just this, going back to what my mom told me of, I am resourceful. I started Simple Fly Life with $50, and I paid myself back the $50 and then some. And I have been able to pull Simple Fly Life from being an in-debt business into the black twice. And I have kept it in the black now since early 2021. And part of that is just I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. This is solvable. And in my 20s with bipolar disorder, I didn't give up. I didn't go on disability. I kept going, even with sheltering myself somewhat through learning self-care and learning to take care of myself.
How about you? Wasn't that amazing to hear? So what are the things that you have found really difficult in your life, and yet you have been able to overcome them? So we'd love it if you comment below. Let us know, what have you overcome in your life? And we're just looking so much forward to getting to know you better. To those of you who would like to look at my book, please click on the link in the description box below. For a one-on-one strategy session or vision alignment call, please click the link to our website, and you can sign up directly through the Calendly link there. Please follow us on our social media accounts, and you can check out all the links below. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button so that we can keep you updated on our next topic, and I'll see you in the next video.